Hi, welcome to Revive Ministries. This month is December and we are reflecting. There's a quote that says, "Everything you want is on the other side of fear." One of the main themes or quotes that I use um, in Revive Ministries for months, I would say years, is "Let our choices not reflect our hopes, but our fear," from Nelson Mandela. Quote I read before was from Jack Canfield. Sometimes we think of fear, well, we don't associate it to hope. This month can be one of the most sought after months for especially those who are younger. I remember as a child, December and the holidays was exciting, and the fact that um, there's something a great reminder of family and memories. But I know, unfortunately, those who are listening right now, that may not be the case. That may not be the case right now. Also, might not be the case ever, because unfortunately, families are not the same. We are not the same. Fear, as Jack Canfield says, is on the other side of what we want. Fear, I feel, is the opposite of hope. Um, this holiday season, like I said, can be one of the most contrasting reflections looking back. It can be one of our fondest memories. However, it could also be or remind us of some great pain. Last few months, November we talked about family. The month before we talked about failure and falling. But one thing stays true, that our connections matter. With October being allowing us to make mistakes, remind us of how grateful we are of the ones who are around us that we can do that. And those who don't have that safe place, there's also that desire and motivation to be more selective and hold on to our value, despite what the world says. In November, we talked about family and how that, just like the holidays brings, it brings this contrast of memories and feelings. Um, and then here we are in December, bringing in the idea of hope. It is not the end, finding hope. Hope is a fickle thing. Some people may look at hope as being naive, being complacent. But I would say, at the end of the tunnel, there always has to be a light. Whether you're faith-based or not, there can't just be getting it right the first time. Um, there's a quote from Bruce Lee that says, "I'm not in this world to live up to your expectations, and you're not in this world to live up to mine." Funny enough, one of the things that really spoke to me was when I was frantically being busy or hurried. One of my good friends said, "Rob, you're not going to impress me." At first, I thought it was rude or was not empathetic, but it was one of the words that I needed to hear. We're always so eager and wanting to please. I said in November that I can never repay those who have hurt me. If I was through revenge, but mostly what I was focusing on, so I can never pay my parents, never pay what they've done throughout my recovery. It's good for us to remind ourselves of how grateful we are. Expectations also can be a stumbling block, especially for my recovery. Expectations can provide a sense of urgency, discouragement, and also could devalue yourself when you take upon that expectations so heavily. Um, it just also reminds us to be mindful and more conscious of our urgency and hurried self. Going back to hope. This month is about hope. And one thing that I find as a facilitator that has helped me has been my coping skills. My coping skills, my faith, have helped me remind me that my value does not hinge on one finite thing or another person. But what it reminds me is that I have the ability to set up good habits, positive methods to get through those rainy, awful days. But also, with the idea of hope, it reminds me of that there's another day coming. A better day is yet to come. And that's what we hope for. Life is a journey, it's not a destination. When we put an emphasis on the destination, the expectations and urgency provide more and more stress in our lives. Um, and there's this one thought that says most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by people who have kept on trying when it seemed to be no hope at all. I remember sharing that Viktor Frankl saw that the people who survived the Holocaust where he was at were the ones who had hope. The holidays can be bleak. It can be one of those fondest things to remember and also the most damaging. I hope though that you, during this month, as you listen to the podcast guests, as you listen to this, that remind yourself that you are valued. There will be rainy days, but don't concentrate on the rainy days. Concentrate on the journey and the growth you will obtain. Things will seem bleak, but there's always ways to be grateful. This is goodbye from Revive Ministries. It's me trying to give you insight on this month of December as we progress closer and closer. Next month will be a brave new world. I hope that you are encouraged to listen to that. Reminder: if you are in crisis, and I've said this before, but just to let you know, if you are in crisis, please seek immediate medical attention. Check your local, what's locally available to you, and if you're in the U.S. during this time and you need someone to talk to, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline can be a good resource. It's 1-800-273-8255. Again, this is goodbye from Revive Ministries. Till next time.